unlearn everything you know. Unlocking mysteries with a robo key.
Hey, what is up? Hello.
Yo.
Welcome to the Unbelievers Podcast live stream, Eclipse edition 2024. It's your boy Russ. I'm here with Pete from Dark Sayings. What's up, Pete?
Yo, how's it going?
It's going great. It's going good. How's everybody doing? You got to check in the chat tonight. I want to make sure everybody is. I don't know. I don't want to say mark safe, but has made it through this crazy eclipse we got to go through today. I don't want to dox you or anything, Pete, but where? Oh, turn the music off. Sorry.
Oh, I'm in Jersey, man. I'm just outside of Philly, so it was like a cloudy day, like not much of darkness or anything like that.
Did you get a peek at all? Did you even make an attempt to go out there and put the glasses on or anything?
I was out kind of when it happened, but I didn't have the glasses, so I was about to go staring at the sun. I saw the one 7 years ago. I'm like, you seen one, it's like you seen them all.
My experience was kind of similar, but I did make an effort. But I did forget to grab I had to go to work. I forgot my stupid glasses. I had like a whole pack of them here because the kids were all like bringing them to school. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll take mine out. Forgot it. I was like, oh. But I'm in Louisiana. Of course, you were not in the path of totality, no?
No.
Did you feel the earthquake? That was that earthquake recently.
I did, yes. We did experience the earthquake a few days ago, last week. And I was standing in my kitchen. My mom was here. We were just kind of chatting. And then like everything began to vibrate. At first, I thought it was a low-flying jet or a semi going by. But it turned out to be the earthquake. It's pretty weird.
Never felt an earthquake. That is weird as hell. I want to say, we got someone... I survived. I wasn't raptured. It's a good day. Yeah, it's always a good day that you don't get raptured. There's a lot of rapture jokes going around today. I did try to watch it, but I felt really stupid not having the glasses, but it was really, really overcast here. Like, it was cloudy as shit out here in Louisiana. But there was like a brief moment where you could see that it was an actual eclipse going on behind the clouds. And I couldn't look too long, but it didn't last too long anyway. Oh, well.
Man, what can you do?
Hello, Russ. Hello, Pete. Hello, Tina. How are y'all? How's everybody?
Hey there.
Doing? I'm glad to see some people. And as far as Rob and Drea, I haven't got confirmation that they've survived this event, but we'll check in with them. And man, this is like a perfect topic to have you on for, Pete, because you know a lot about biblical prophecies and things like that. That has been like an ongoing topic just for like the last few weeks. Like if you have a YouTube, algorithm that this show does that I use for this show. That's all I've been seeing is all because I might even have to go make a little check on YouTube, see if anyone's going live tonight. We might have to go snipe them or something. But if I was doing last night, I probably would have been sniping your show because you were doing an episode of Dark Sayings about prophecies and leading up to this eclipse, right? Because people kind of lost their mind last few weeks. That's why it's fun to cover this when it's over, so we can kind of look at it from that way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This reminds me very much of like Harold Camping back in May of 2011, I believe. Was it earlier than that? Was it 2007? Either way, he was predicting the end of the world. And, it never came to pass. And a lot of people were like selling their houses and giving up their worldly goods. And there was a portion of his followers that did that for no reason. So, again, I think that a lot of this fear, it was like a scuttlebutt, rumors. Prophecies were mixed in with that to kind of like elevate the fear. And I think that, that's a great tactic for people who are trying to get clicks. I mean, from little guys like me who are trying to hop on the algorithm with the eclipse, even the big corporate networks. I mean, everybody's going to try to spin this into something that's going to keep you watching, and the fear helps,
Yeah, I almost Harold Camping, man, that was the last guy who really got big news for like, well, this guy's saying the world's going to end, and he's been saying because he had one that he'd been saying for a long time and really pushed it because they don't, and then it kept getting pushed back like, no, it's next year. I forgot to, I didn't, I don't know. Subtract the 3 from this, whatever.
Exactly.
We're gonna get it right this time, and especially as it led up to 2012, he's like, guys, of course it's 2012. 2012 is a big one, and then he just kind of got pushed away with all the rest of them. You don't really hear those things would make like big news, like it's the end of the world, and people would joke about it. Radio shows would joke about it, but you don't really get that as much anymore. Got to get one started, Pete. We need to know when this shit's gonna be over with.
Sooner rather than later, I hope. Man, I was hoping it was today. I had fingers crossed. Oh yeah, man. I'm all about the end of the world. Let's see it. Let's ride it out, man. I'll be on my roof with my bottle of Mad Dog 2020.
I'm not really pushing for it myself, but I do like. So I want to start off, and I know there's a lot to get into. We're gonna do a little like kind of recap of a lot of the theories that have been going around, and now that we're here on the other side, we'll see. Maybe some of this has still come to pass. Maybe it'll happen tonight. I'm sure things have gone on. I've already seen a great video just right before we started where someone used their Eclipse glasses and they filmed like a UFO. Like I wouldn't have seen it without these shitty UFO glasses.
Shitty phone camera.
Cool UFO thing. And there was one kid who was trying to set up some kind of telescope thing and it reflected and burned his face. That was pretty funny. I was like, all right, that's a good classic Eclipse move right there. Somebody, kids are going to look up. Don't do it. I think I did it when I was little. I probably messed my eyes up a little bit. But we got like 20 years till the next one. Yeah, I guess that's a topic for another time. But yeah, we don't have to worry about these things for a while.
I think, it's not necessarily the end of the world, but perhaps the beginning of the end. I think, maybe bad omens and then, crazy stuff will soon follow. I'm not going to give up on the fact that demons or aliens may show up or, maybe they're not those things at all. I've got some wild theories lately.
Yeah, and this is kind of to bring some of those out. So we're going to actually watch. I found there's quite a few videos they're going to tell you the truth about what's going to happen today, what was supposed to happen today. A lot of these videos, some by actual human beings who read them. And I find that the one that I found where a robot reads it, he's a little more brief and he's got a better voice than a lot of the actual guys doing this with their little thing. So we're going to watch a little thing now. The truth about what will happen on today, April 8th. 2024 solar eclipse. Let's pop this guy on. Let's see what this is. How do we do this? Like this?
Recently, there has been a lot of talk on the internet about the total solar eclipse that will occur in parts of the United States and Canada on the 8th of April.
See, told you a pretty good voice, right, Pete?
Yeah, it's convincing.
Got in. You thought it was that news guy talking in the beginning. It's not.
I thought it was a human being, but I was fooled. These robots are getting better every day.
Yeah, they are. This one's pretty good, too.
Some are even claiming this eclipse marks the beginning of the end times prophesied in the Bible about the Great Tribulation period.
Fingers crossed, right?
In this video, we will analyze these claims and see what God's word really says about the end times. As always, I encourage you to open your Bibles and follow along, because the Bible is our guide.
Okay, and that is another recurring theme in all these, which of course made me think of you, Pete, doing dark sayings. You've been getting into all kind of weird biblical stuff. So this start off with, all right, everybody, grab your Bibles. Here we go. Yeah, Hooper is with you, man. If we could only be so lucky. See, it's still early. It's still, today's still going on.
It's true. It's true. Like I said, it could just be the beginning. Just the beginning.
That's true. I love all this. You can tell a lot of this was 2017 footage that they probably just like crammed together. Like, Eclipse is getting ready. It's like, yeah, it's modern enough.
News outlets on the 8th of April, a total solar eclipse will be visible from parts of Mexico, the central United States, and Canada.
It did.
During a total solar eclipse, the moon completely blocks the sun's bright face for a few minutes, as seen from locations within the path of totality. This eclipse is special for a few reasons. First, it will be one of the longest total solar eclipses in recent history, with a total duration of 4 minutes and 28 seconds.
And that is, I guess, pretty long to sit there. I did watch some of the videos. I don't know if you saw any videos today of like people in Houston and Texas stuff got it really, really, really good. Because I wouldn't even had it in totality anyway, where I am. But watching that video and watching the actual office building lights all kind of pop on in the background, that did make me, I guess, slightly jealous. Like, oh, that is it. Because the animals are freaking out and everything,
Yeah. There was some footage, I think, of animals going nuts at the zoo or something, right?
Ooh, I see it. That's the thing, man. I've been out in it all day. I had to kind of get this ready to go. Just cross my fingers and let's hope the world ends when we do the stream. So we got some good stuff to cover. But We'll watch a little more of this because he's just amping up. He's literally explaining what an eclipse is. We know. Let's get
Second, the path of totality passes through or very near several major cities and metropolitan areas, meaning millions of people will be able to view it with ease. The hype around this eclipse started when people noticed some interesting biblical connections with the cities that lie in the path of totality.
This is like a band touring from Austin. This is like the path they take. You see how they're missing Louisiana completely. They go up to Tennessee and they'll do Memphis and Nashville, and then they'll go all the way to New York, and then who knows where from there.
Yeah, a lot of bands I want to see skip Philly entirely now because there's no like rock scene anymore. So you either got to go to Reading or Newark or somewhere like that.
Man,
see, so it's a real goat road.
Yeah, I get nothing here, but I'm like a decent distance between New Orleans. New Orleans is like one distance, and Houston's the other way. I can get to them in a couple hours each one. So, yeah.
Let me explain. The eclipse's path of totality will pass directly through or very near 7 cities in America with the name Salem.
Whoa, okay, now it's already getting unbelievable. Salem, which we're gonna learn has more of a meaning than just burning witches, right, Pete?
Right. It's a biblical term, means peace.
See that? I know. That's why I paused it, because I knew you knew that before this guy.
Salem means peace in Hebrew.
Yeah, see?
These 7 cities are located in Massachusetts, Oregon, New Hampshire, Virginia, Indiana, Illinois, and New Jersey. Interestingly enough on the map, these 7 cities named Salem are positioned roughly in a straight line from coast to coast. Some see this as a divine sign from God, because the number 7 often represents completeness or perfection in Scripture. For example, Revelation chapter 1 verse 4 says, "John to the 7 churches which are in Asia, grace be unto you, and peace from him which is, and which was, and which is to come."
Yeah, I didn't want to test on that one. I wasn't going to be like, all right, Pete, reel it off. He gave you the quotation. But, okay, so there's 7 cities.
I start listing churches now?
7 cities named Salem along the path of this. And then it's Salem is peace. Maybe that's good. Maybe this is the peace eclipse, but that's no fun.
And from the 7 spirits which are before his throne. Now, if connecting the Salems was not interesting enough, the paths of the 2 longest solar eclipses in American history, 7 years apart, intersect at a 90-degree angle over a region in southern Illinois, forming a perfect X mark. The 2 eclipses are the total solar eclipse of the 21st of August 2017.
That one I saw, and I saw them very well. That one, I like that. Yeah. That's in very recent memory. And that was 7 years ago. That's the other thing. We like, that was 7 years ago, man. That was 2017. I was like a few months before I went to the first Mothman I went to. So that was
time flies, man. It's crazy.
Where's it all go? Bring it back. Bring it back.
And this upcoming the 8th of April, 2024 eclipse. NASA data shows the combined duration of totality for these 2 eclipses is 7 minutes and 10 seconds.
7 again, 7 and 10. And now the 10 seconds throws it off, but he's like 7 cities, 7 letters, 7's a big number here, 7 years apart.
Again, theorists point to the significance of the number 7 and the perfect X intersection as divine signs not to be ignored. So what does all this mean? Those claiming biblical meaning behind these eclipses say the 2017 eclipse signifies God's warning of coming judgment, while the 2024 eclipse means the judgment is imminent. Specifically, some predict the 8th of April eclipse marks the beginning of the end times Great Tribulation period prophesied in the Bible.
Oh, you don't say. So the actual end time revelation. This is it. This is what it means.
It has begun. It has begun.
It is. And he's going to talk about the city. And I know that John. Now, I want to ask you before this guy talks anymore. I don't know how much more I can take of him, because we kind of get it that, this it's going over these certain cities. He's going to get to that city's name soon. But so I want to talk about Giants, though, because he doesn't touch on this. And I know it's been talked about a little bit. Did you touch at all about, I keep seeing theories that the Giants are going to be somehow awoken or involved in this?
Okay, so here's the thing with the Giants. There is a passage in the Gospels regarding all this. So the idea is that these giants were neither human in nature nor angelic in nature, but a combination of the both. So there's no place for them in heaven or hell. So when they were smote here on the earth, their spirits had nowhere left to go. They roam around in the desolate places. So these are generally what we would consider a non-corporeal, non-human intelligence. But, the Bible mentions specifically that the world would be, in the days of the end times, very similar to the world in the time of Noah. Does this mean the giants would return? Is that a possibility? Perhaps. Some have theorized that Antarctica is the prison of these spirits, that they are frozen in the ice down there, perhaps washed down there by the Great Flood, and then flash frozen. But this is wild theories.
That's got to be in the next Godzilla movie, though. Like I haven't seen the current Godzilla X Kong, but unfreezing some giants, that's some action. That's some action.
Yeah, I would love to see some giant movies. Really, the Book of Enoch is really the source for all this giant stuff. And it's fantastic. It's like high fantasy, non-canonical stuff when it comes to the rest of the Bible, but it's very interesting nonetheless. It's quoted, mentioned in Genesis 6 and then quoted again later, I think in the Epistle of Jude or something like that, or the Book of Jude.
Just to prove that it was at one point, people that are canon referenced it, so it's not like completely Book of Enoch.
Exactly.
And actually, we're gonna talk. I don't know, this first video I watched, it is real dry. I'm not gonna watch much more of it. I got some fun stuff, especially with some of our guys that we like to follow. And the Book of Enoch is definitely going to come up in a little bit.
They cite several scriptures connecting eclipses with biblical prophecies and judgments, such as Joel chapter 2, verse 31, which says, "The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and terrible day of the Lord come." However, while eclipses are a reminder of the end times, we must be very careful about attaching specific prophetic meaning to them beyond what Scripture explicitly says. As Jesus himself said in Matthew chapter 24, verse 36, "But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only."
I'm not even gonna let him do it. He goes off, because I've seen this. He goes over and over, basically saying Jesus is like a thief in the night. When he comes in, he's a thief in the night, and you're not gonna know that he's a thief in the night. So let me get to where he's actually talking about the cities that we need to get to.
He passes through 7 American cities named Nineveh.
Yeah,
Nineveh was the ancient capital city of the evil Assyrian Empire in the Old Testament. God sent the prophet Jonah to warn Nineveh of coming judgment if they did not repent. Initially, Jonah resisted and ran away, but later relented after being swallowed by the great fish. The Ninevites did repent at Jonah's preaching, so God spared the city from immediate destruction. However, centuries later, Nahum and Zephaniah prophesied that Nineveh had returned to its old wicked ways. This time, God followed through on the judgment he had postponed. In 612 BC, Nineveh was completely destroyed by an invading army, just as God had prophesied through Nahum.
Okay, so Nineveh, I've never been there. Evidently, the United States has 7 different cities. Why we are given these special numbers, numbers of cities? We gotta have 7 Salems and 7 Ninevehs. I've never been to a Nineveh. Have you ever been to Nineveh?
No, I've never been to a Nineveh. Nineveh is interesting to me. I came across a really obscure story with some German Templar knights who were essentially, tomb raiding in the city of Nineveh about 800 years ago. And many people have heard of Marian apparitions. Supposedly the Virgin Mary appears to people, usually with a prophetic message and, a call for repentance to the world. In this case, that's what these guys thought they were experiencing. The spirit they named to be the ancient Sumerian goddess Ishtar, who led them back to Germany to build a temple of sorts on a mountain dedicated to the Norse god Wotan, where a third spirit arrived to dictate a book of prophecy for them. Now, I've been researching this one for months, and the information on it is so scant. But if anybody out there has any info on this book of prophecy, fucking reach out to me, man.
Oh, for sure. So that's the other thing, that the fact that this is, just another biblical sign that something's going to happen because of these towns happen to be called Nineveh. I've never been to one. The story of it's interesting. To be sure, growing up Catholic, because it's like they just read the Bible to us. We didn't have to learn it or anything. We didn't have to actually read it. That was it's a fun part of being Catholic for the most part. But so now we've got a little base for where we're going with this. So I'm gonna shift gears a little bit, and because I need to know what other people, especially on YouTube, are talking about as far as this thing goes. So I've got some great eclipse theories from an unlikely source. I'm gonna ask you, were you like a Nickelodeon fan back in the day, Pete?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, a lot of classic shows back then.
Oh yeah,
from your Double Dares to your Pete and Pete's, Ren and Stimpy's.
What about Salute Your Shorts? Anybody in the chat?
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, you like that show? Well, there was a guy on that show, an actor named Michael Ray Bauer, who played a character called Donkey Lips. And Donkey Lips has a bit of I think I've actually spoken about him with you, Pete.
That's right.
I think that's the one time he came up. I don't think I ever played anything, but he has a podcast called the Happy Aliens Podcast. And he does a lot of he gets very into his paranormal topics. So he had a great video from, I think, either yesterday or the day before. It's called Eclipse Theories and WrestleMania Pregame Hangout. So yeah, I guess this was just from yesterday. It's a very fresh video. So let's check in with old Donkey Lips.
Is my camera good? Who knows? Yee-hee. Can I go live? Can I hit it? Yes, you can. Can I hit it? Yes, you can. What's going on? A few people that look like they are in the room. You got your Eclipse glasses on and trying.
Okay, so he was doing his Eclipse glasses thing. All right, in Eclipse stuff. So I'll give you a little intro. Yeah, Michael Rebauer. His podcast, he actually does a pretty good job of taking himself out and doing things. But he does a lot of these just filming himself going because he's already a movie star, TV star. You guys remember? Yeah. You remember the Camp on Awana song, bro? There we go. All right, here we go. Let's
go live on the phone. See if it works. And you guys know me and the technologies. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know.
So yeah, it's the donkey list we all remember. You can tell he's got his classic accent still. That's just a part of his character. Sorry, I'm just giving a little feel for what his streams are, but he's going to get into it. He talks a lot about other things in the beginning. We don't need to get into that, but we're going to skip ahead a little bit to where we're finally getting some of his theories, because he's got some theories about this too. I think he might have watched that same video we did just now, maybe a few times, but he's got some of his own theories too.
Trying to get information where there was none, more content, more stories, because a lot of people are watching. So I love them all. I've talked to them a little bit on the sidelines. Appreciate them all, but I'm moving on.
Okay,
I cried. I felt some sort of way. I told my stories, and guess what? I'm done. No.
Okay, and to give a little backstory, if you guys are aware that they're doing those the Darker Side of Television specials are out right now about that total creep who was messing with, who was it, Melissa Cargrove or whatever, iCarly girls. That super creep, Dan Schneider, I think is his name. You guys know that creep, right? Dan Schneider. So they're doing all these specials about kids who had bad experiences with these Hollywood creeps. That's a big story. Well, Michael Rebauer here, he was on Salute You Short. So I think that's what he's been addressing in the beginning here. The fact that he's kind of gone in and told some stories about things. Now, I don't think, I don't think he got it as bad as a lot of them did. I mean, he's donkey lips, but he was there. He was like boots on the ground at that time at Nickelodeon, kind of knew the players in this. Hold on. Someone's saying, the documentary will ruin your weekend. I have not watched it yet, but he is adjacent to it. Yes, it is Melissa Hargrove. Thank you.
Was Dan Schneider involved with Nickelodeon as early as Salute Your Shorts was on? Was he still doing
I don't think so, but I think it was like new people.
There were other perverts.
I think there was long-standing pervertdom there, probably.
Yeah, I feel like Hollywood's all perverts, to be honest.
Diggity, no one wanted to diddle donkey lips. I don't know.
I didn't want to say it, but I thought it.
Look, he's got his own videos out there. I go say, go follow his channel. Go find Michael Rebauer. I think he's Hey Bauer on YouTube. Like he has an actual paranormal show. Like I want to get on. I want to be on his show. Like I think we could talk about some fun stuff. I like the guy. So but he's got some great theories, and he's just fun to watch.
No comment. Nothing else needs to be said from me. So
let's move.
All right, that's that. Anything about the Eclipse, guys, that you guys want me to answer? And then let's talk about some WrestleMania for a little bit for the next 20, 30 minutes.
Two best topics. Fresh stuff.
Oh, thank you, Brent Mania, for possibly timing out people that are saying bad things or whatever. I appreciate it. I'm trying to build a good or better community, but it's not possible. It's not possible. I'm always going to have trolls or people that just want to abuse me or whatever. It's all good.
And that's why I like Bauer a lot. I hate that people like mess with this dude a good bit because he is entertaining to watch. He's funny, but like he gets the shit trolled out of. I mean, I want to point. I only paused it for this too, Bane. What's funny is the sub count to this channel that happened today. Yes, this channel is at 666 subscribers as we are coming live. That happened just this morning. We were at like 660 something yesterday, and it just I would say. You could change it, make it go up. That'd be great. Don't you guys go back and forth and keep it at 666. We can move on from it. Like if it stays there for a little while, like that's fine. It is cool. But that is just a weird happening that happened today. But thanks for pointing that out.
It hurts, but I got to get over it.
Get over it. I want to
talk about
Eclipse.
The Eclipse is really a Elon Musk project. That's interesting.
Donk Eclipse. All right.
You rose and overcome. I'm still trying to overcome, man. But thank you, Real Native. Samuel Hayden, thank you as well. Lazy Boy, I just want to hear your theories.
Yes.
Dude.
See, that was the thing. He was trying to pull stuff out of his chat about, I wouldn't mind doing, hey, chat, if you got some crazy thing that might have happened today, you can say it, of course. But he was like, all right, you guys want to talk about Eclipse? Tell me what you got. And they're like, well, I don't know. We thought you were going to tell us. So, but he does, which is the best part. He reels up and he has it.
My brain is too full of BS 90% of the time. And lately I've been having stress and headaches, and I haven't been able to put together a semi-coherent theory. I've been all over the place. So yeah, I apologize. I can't come up with one.
I mean, coming up with a unified theory about all of this biblical stuff after watching that video and talking to you, Pete, I don't think you would be capable of either. You'd be like, I don't know, I'm hoping the world ends, but
well, you know what? I kind of from different angles, like there is reason to have concern. I think that there are things. It's like I was talking about last night. There's stuff in these ancient prophecies that is very parallel to what is going on in the world. Like I mentioned in my show last night, we've got the bunkers of the elite. The Bible mentions that. We've got the wars and the rumors of wars. We talk about that. We talk about the problems in the Middle East. All that stuff, is par for the course for most of history. But what's unique is that, the signs and the stars are for wonders and for signs and seasons. Like that's what they exist for us to be able to see the coming clouds of the gathering storm. We might not be able to tell when the raindrops are going to fall, but you definitely know that something's happening. Now, for me, I don't think that this is it's precisely the end of the world yet, but I think anybody with
people
a
are
little bit of sense.
People are starting to put us in a pocket because of this. We're like, as we're going to see, I'm going to watch somebody who really puts us in like a pocket of the overall, layout of things where we're in this turning point. I don't like it. Donkey Lips, please save me.
Joseph Gutierrez, you need haters to get the love. What was that movie with Adam Sandler where he spreads the love? Oh, Little Nicky. You guys remember Little Nicky?
I do.
Spread the love. Love or whatever.
How can you not love Michael Bauer? Come on, get
at the end of it. That was a funny movie, Little Nicky. Right. I don't know much about the Eclipse, so I'm into whatever you want to share about. There's a video, guys, online. I don't know how you find it, maybe from a year ago or 6 months ago, but there's a video of somebody filming the moon, right? And remember when cameras, or you might not remember, but cameras put in technology in their phones. There was a camera, whether it was a Samsung or something, where they said, oh, you can get beautiful photos of the moon from your camera. So they were showing the commercials. So what it was is this camera, you would take a photo of the moon, even a regular photo from your camera outside of the moon, then you would zoom in and it would be like 100%, like a professional photographer, like a real moon photo that like, you're like, how did my camera get that? Well, what it was is they put technology in this camera to where they used the images that are already online, the professional photos of the so-called moon. That's right, I called it so-called. We can talk about that for another day.
I told you, he's a great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
he's right.
You see where he's going here, though. Yes. There was this ad campaign about this camera that you can take pictures of the moon, and like you start zooming in as if you're seeing Richard Hoagland Shard, you're seeing flags. You're like, I took this picture of the moon. Do you remember this? I don't remember this at all.
There's lots of moon mysteries out there. You mentioned the Hoagland stuff, of course, the Ingo Swann, visions of people mining on the moon. But yeah, the moon is a spaceship. Like it's hollow. It rings like a bell. It very well was some kind of an intergenerational arc that was piloted here to the Earth. That is if space actually exists. So I don't know. I'm really on the fence about that lately.
That one too.
Yeah, really on the fence about that lately. I used to believe all this stuff that I was into. I spent years with the UFOs and the ghosts and all these kind of things. And over time, the stuff that has kind of unfolded for me has been even more bizarre than I could have ever imagined I would accept as, possible reality. But so the moon, I can't tell you exactly what it is, but it's not what they say it is.
All right. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking. All right, Bauer, what else about this? See, I didn't know. Now, what he's talking about, I'll let him finish here. He's talking about being able to take a picture of the moon, but there's like there's like a program on your phone where if you're zooming in, it's replacing it. But why? I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know. I get tricked easily. I probably would have been tricked by this at the time. I'm glad I didn't, but there's a little more.
But they put professional images from Google into their phone. So when you take a photo or whatever of the moon and you start to zoom in, it recognizes you're trying to take a photo of the moon. Then all of a sudden it puts the photos that are hidden in the phone onto your screen. So you think you're actually taking a professional photo of the moon, but they were faking it. Yeah, that happened. Look it up. Yeah, look up the videos. And now there's a video of somebody zooming into the moon, and there's like a face of a scary man, like right next to the moon, looking like this.
I'm just positive for a fact. Whoa. Like, I don't know this. He says it's out there. He doesn't know when it's from. He's got no names. But if anyone go out there and find a scary face, it looks a little like this. He's doing his thing. He's got a little kind of Wolverine hair going. But have you heard of this? That there's a creepy face next to the moon.
This was something that was going around, I think, on the interwebs about some scary face near the moon.
It's like a TikTok video you saw.
It was some TikTok stuff. Now I'm not a TikTok user, but this stuff does filter down to me. So yeah, there was the scary face by the moon. It does look like a shrouded figure. There's been several of these videos. Some are clearly CG that are just exercises in what animators can do, but this appears to be some kind of strange phenomenon. Look, there's been weird astronomical stuff going on for these many years now. You can take it all the way back to 2015, the 5 blood moons. So that happened. And then the Revelation 12 sign, when the alignment of Venus and the Earth and the comet passing through. And now we've got these eclipses 7 years apart. So signs and wonders, man. Signs and wonders. Eventually people are going to start having prophetic dreams. Like, it's going to get real crazy as things accelerate towards the end, man. Like, really supernatural out there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we are amping up to that, and it's great that it'll be covered like never before. Like, if it's going to happen now in the age of technology, we're going to know immediately. I mean, already we've covered witch doctors are amping up, and 50 people were killed a week ago to take anti-witch tests, and maybe we don't know what's going on in a lot of places, but it's getting covered. It has gotten weirder and weirder. I think let's let him close up. He doesn't talk about this much longer. Yeah. Of course, I think he spends the other 40 minutes of stream talking about WrestleMania pre-gaming, but he sneaks a little conspiracy in. I want to hear it.
Like, is that God watching over us, like from the dome or whatever? But that video is online, and it's pretty interesting. I'm not saying it's real or not. It could be graphics. It could be fake, manipulated. I get that. That's the problem. We don't know what's real and fake anymore. Everything has blurred the lines. So we're all scared. We're all confused. And I think there's many quotes from somebody that, I think it's from the CIA or these type of companies, that once they get the American public to not know what's real and fake is the moment they have control.
Boy, you said it there. I wouldn't say it, but you did. Yeah. So a lot of things that came up too. And he started to mention a little bit about, a lot of people thought this was a great time to bust out Project Bluebeam, something we've heard about forever. Bluebeam, which is either going to be a giant, holographic God or Jesus, or some kind of giant holographic UFO event that will just happen above everybody. It didn't happen, though, unless it's being reported right now.
No, there was another name for that back around 2016. They were calling it Operation Fire Sign. Very similar kind of program. Essentially, what we're talking about is a holographic return of Christ, extreme blow.
Yes.
So if he's used to broadcast messages directly into the brain. I don't put it past him to crash a few real UFOs in populated areas for the purpose of further propagating the myth. But I don't think you need to do this worldwide. I think you could do it localized, and it would cause enough fear and chaos to really make people believe anyway. So, it doesn't need to be a worldwide phenomenon. You just need to do it in one place, over a major city. You're good to go.
They could do Bluebeam over the phone too. They could make people see weird stuff. Like he already said, they can manipulate phones and make you think you're looking at an astronaut's go-kart on the moon or something. You're like, wait, how do I take this? I don't know. There's all kind of different ways. This stuff's too crafty. Yeah, someone mentioned the Fatima prophecy. Yeah, when you're talking about the Yeah, does Fatima like play into this? Hey, thanks, Bane, for bringing that in. I really wanted to bring it up because I definitely grew up in that era where Fatima was very much talked about, especially amongst Catholics. So
yeah, so the Fatima prophecy, many believe the third secret of Fatima was never truly revealed, and at first was initially suppressed by the church because they were going through the whole Vatican II thing. All in full disclosure, I'm still a Catholic, traditional Catholic.
Well, yeah.
I reject Vatican II. But
didn't Malachi Martin go on Art Bell and say he knew the third prophecy and stuff, and he just wouldn't?
Yeah, he claimed to be aware of the third prophecy.
Man,
some believe
anybody
this
can
relates.
Say that though, and
anybody can, but there are many that believe it relates back to the 3 days of darkness prophecy that was foretold by Blessed Anna Maria Taigi and Marie Julie Jeheni. And these women lived in the 18 and 1700s, respectively. They foresaw a time when the world would be in the state that it's in now. And on the fringe of Catholic belief, like not this mainstream stuff that's become like altar girls and guitar masses and all that stuff, but on the fringe of like traditionalist Catholic belief,
there are those codes and stuff.
Yeah, like there are those that believe that there are three major events that will occur before the end times: the 3 days of darkness, the greatness, and the coming of the last great Catholic monarch. So like these all play into each other. The 3 days of darkness was said to happen on a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So that's why I wasn't too concerned about this eclipse, beyond the fact that I thought maybe the powers that be might use the eclipse to their advantage, but this would be human action, nothing supernatural, So my concern was like, I was hoping the power wouldn't go out or like something to that effect. Like that was my main concern. Power disruptions.
And people like on like a more just non-biblical level were worried about a lot of people going to, want to go, I guess they were overestimating what people would do on a work day on a Monday to go see an eclipse. I guess a lot of people did, but they were like, small towns are worried they're going to run out of gas and it's going to be chaos. I'm like, it's one day that people took out of their day. Like a little town running out of food for a day is not going to cause total panic and chaos. But people want to get into the panic and chaos. And I'm just going to jump to, I've got a longer thing I'm going to get to, but I'm just going to jump into this quick one. We've got some more panic from today. And this is something that has yet to happen. It's probably going to happen. It's probably happening right now. You're not get ready. Prepare.
It is no secret that April of 2024, in the year of the dragon, has a host of very weird and bizarre and rare events.
All right. First off, he's talking about that. There's that. What is it? Is it a comet or something that's got like the devil horns on it? I think we're seeing an image.
Oh yeah, with the teeth and the things around it. This goes back to the Revelation 12 sign.
Yeah, the space demon is flying around. So that's a picture of that, but that's what he's referencing.
This total eclipse coming up on April 8th, 2024, that will cross paths with a previous total eclipse back in 2017 that will form this giant black X across the United States of America, on a location in Illinois known as Little Egypt, near the New Madrid fault line. But this location in Illinois will also be a host to another bizarre and unusual event, an event that has not taken place for centuries. Last time this event occurred was the early 1800s. And I am
Do you know where he's going with this, Pete? I know you know all this. I know you like your prophecy. Where do you think he's going with this?
You know what? I'm
pick one of the plagues. Pick one of the plagues. Pick one of the plagues.
Let's go with locusts.
Talking about the cicada apocalypse.
Close enough.
Apocalypse, the emergence of trillions of cicadas over the location of Illinois and certain surrounding states.
Okay. Cicada Geddon. That's better than, I was going to call this the apocalypse stream. Trying to put it apocalypse almost worked. I didn't though. Yeah, someone picked Black Plague. Sorry, you're not wrong. But it is Cicada Geddon. Yeah, you're right. I guess that would be, is that pestilence?
Yes. Pestilence would be more like an illness.
Okay, pestilence is the illness. I guess locust is just called locust, right? Just
if it's a plague like locust, but that leads to famine,
Yeah,
because generally they eat all the food.
Yeah, not our corn. No. So yes, this is enough, and this little. I mean, so if it is true that this is just another sign that things are going down
in surrounding states. Cicadas emerging from the underground is not an uncommon event. It happens about every 13 to 17 years. But what is rare is the fact that we will get two different broods of cicadas emerging at the same time.
Uh-oh. And this is the guy who also had a very similar video to the one that I chose the AI over, because you can see that AI guy. Yeah, I mean, this guy's half donkey lips talking. So,
and they said this is not something that has happened since the early 1800s, mainly gushing out of Illinois. Some maps predicting that it will follow the same path of totality as the April 8th, 2024 eclipse.
Oh, are you on the map? Oh, you got some red over there by Drake.
Oh yeah, in the red zone.
Jesus,
that's right.
Chime in. Are you safe? I think I'm safe actually. There's a little pink right above
I'm not
me.
too worried about bugs. Like I don't live on the farm, so I think I'll be okay.
All right, yeah.
But mainly they will come from Illinois, this same spot where this black X will form over it. So is this a precursor? Is this an omen for something to come? Has something like this happened once before? Well, like I said, yes, in the early 1800s. But also, two total eclipses crossing paths over this location has also happened back in the early 1800s as well. What came up out of it? Well, as I've said in previous videos, this location received a series of earthquakes so devastating, they are still in the worst 3 earthquakes in the United States of all time.
Yeah, so he's talking about the New Madrid fault, and the New Madrid earthquakes there. And yeah, I want to address this. Yeah, this case down the bunkers of the Mothman Festival was intense. That is an area, yeah. Stay away from Mothman if these things are awakening. So is that it? So these eclipses every couple hundred years are making X's on our world, and then a bunch of earthquakes come after. You know, it is easy. And you know, I know even ancient man looks to eclipses as signs, is kind of puzzling together the world. But it is cool in this information age to be able to puzzle way more together.
Yeah, for a lot of these people throughout the course of history, there was always like mythology of some like creature devouring the moon, you know, whether it was an evil spirit or a mischievous trickster god in the shape of an animal. That was a very common motif, like the moon being devoured by someone.
Right. Didn't they do a Trump one this year? It was like a Trump clips. I know I saw that going around.
You know, interestingly enough, like the Bible talks about the sun going dark. Like there's several instances of it. Most notably is the plagues of Egypt. You know, you do get the darkness plague in Egypt. Likewise, again, at the crucifixion, after the culmination and death of Christ on the cross, the sun goes dark and the temple's rent in twain. You know, so there's a really it's really it's not without precedent. You know, they talk about earthquakes all over the place, pestilence, famines, terror from heaven, and there shall be great signs. It says in Luke 21, you know, and like, so, you know, you see this kind of stuff kind of setting up events.
I know.
And
that's the part.
It's weird.
That's the part where we're sitting in right now, according to a few people. And one I'm going to get into now is a little treat. I know that I've tried to cover a few, you know, a lot of the weirdos in the paranormal, especially since COVID and stuff, have gone to doing live streaming, and it's great. I love that. I wish Joshua P. Warren live stream. He does not, but our Ivan Tellers and who's the Secret Space Program guy? Not Wilcock, but Corey Good. We've definitely covered Corey Good live streams where it's him and Coastal Brian Frangie asking him questions or super chats or whatever they're doing. Now, I've been wanting to look into our buddy David Wilcock of the Secret Space Program. I've kind of touched on it, but he does live streams. He runs himself, and pretty interesting. And I kind of went to him. I wanted a different perspective on this eclipse. And he promised this episode was an eclipse heavy episode. He doesn't get too much into the eclipse though. So I'm gonna go now. I've got a bunch of great little timestamps of this. Let's get this up here. All right. So here we go. Now this is what we're getting into. All right. Now, look,
okay,
very promising. April 8th, eclipse predictions. This is it. Let's see our boy. Let's check in on David Wilcock. Come on, Dave.
G'day, mate. It's good to be here, Uncle Colin. How are ya? It's actually David Wilcock in disguise. It's not even a real cigarette, but it works pretty well nonetheless. You know, it kind of gets the job done as far as faking you out.
All right, coming in hot is David Wilcock with his phony cigarette. I don't even know if maybe the glasses are props too. Corey Good, so boring, no personality at all. He comes in like, waka waka, we're doing the old David Wilcock stream. I don't know who he's doing. Is this an impression of someone? But already sucked in, right?
Yeah, I'm here for it. Let's see. That guy's got a massive forehead.
Yeah, it's getting bigger, but because he's got a lot of thought in there. He's got a lot of thoughts about things that are going on. And I got some great clips for this. So I've been wondering, like, is David Wilcock been doing okay? I have not checked in with him. I know he had that whole fallout with Corey Good, and I don't know what he's up to, but I think he's doing well. And I'm going to clip to 4 minutes here. Let's see how he's doing.
4:15 to 7 p.m. 4:15 a.m. to 7 p.m. Pretty much nonstop. Same with the next day. The snow finally stopped coming down like Friday morning. It was all day Thursday.
Okay, so he's bitching about. I just went a few minutes ahead. He basically comes out and say it snowed a lot, and I had to sweep my driveway, and it really, really, really sucked. Here we go.
I had a power outage on Thursday as well. That was really, really freaking crazy, folks. Imagine that you got all the snow coming down, and then you lose power for 3 hours right during the time I'm supposed to have my board meeting.
Getting there
for Stavati, by the way, and I missed some very important news.
There's board meetings,
stuff happening. We're having a satellite location opening up for us in Texas. It's looking very promising. We have a few investors who are looking very promising. We're having progress with the U.S. military, progress with some foreign countries' militaries. So there's a lot of good things going on. I actually am not so much thinking that I'm going to stay broke forever anymore. But I will say that being utterly and absolutely bankrupt now for almost 3 years, over 2.5, has been very, very intense.
Okay. So he's talking about everything's going great. I've got these investments going on. We're moving to Texas. I have been functionally bankrupt for 3 years. Sniff, sniff. He keeps sniffing in this a lot too, man. It's crazy.
Well, you expect him to be sniffing when he's crying poor, because that's exactly what he's doing here. He might as well have a 1-800 GoFundMe number over here, because he's like, I've been broke for 3 years. I'm broke. Maybe I'll finally make $1 off of my BS.
No, but he's having a rough time. But he talks about he's got like a plane in development. He's got all this stuff going on, but he really kind of let's see. I think he talks a little bit more about being broke, which,
there's PTSD from the fact that you got all these bill collectors. The IRS is.
I got PTSD from bills.
That's a lot of bills. And the IRS. The IRS is, they're technically a bill collector, but holy shit.
Our veterans have nothing on Wilcox and his bills.
And the great thing is, you're David Wilcock. You can be like, and I got to use maybe his things. He calls like the SG is like the secret government. He has all these little things. He's a lot of stuff he won't say in his streams, but you'll get it. Like he has a very great shorthand for things. We'll probably come across, but let's hear a little bit more about being broke.
In my case, you got all this crazy stuff going on, all these bills with lawyers, and I'm always paying bills on our facility in Niagara Falls, and so I basically don't have the money to do that anymore. So we're at a really big juncture where we have to get more funding right away, because I've exhausted my ability to bail out the company. I just can't keep bailing out the company. So I don't think we're going to have a problem, but this is before anything has actually happened. We do have an investor now who's very excited, wants to do it right away. So I think it's going to happen.
Okay. Sounds positive. He's keeping the positivity going. I enjoy that about David Wilcock. But wow, I was not expecting this. Like I hadn't checked in on him in a while. He doesn't do a lot of appearances. And, we checked in on Corey Good, and I was like, all right, I get it. These guys are just doing their same thing. Maybe they're not together. I didn't know Wilcock was in this bad shape, but I was here for the Eclipse predictions. I needed to scan this video, so I got some moments. I'm gonna go to 10 minutes because I perked up because he didn't talk about the Eclipse much in the beginning, but he does bring up one of my favorite things, which are deep underground military bases.
But before you go, can I just say that at the beginning when he was talking about the disguise he was wearing, I really expected him to take that forehead off. I really thought that was all like silicone and like fake, goat hair or something. I thought that was coming off too.
But he's keeping it going. He's like, I don't know. I got a fake cigarette and glasses.
Yeah.
Like, I might have a Groucho. I don't know. I might got something going on. Like,
do you think his hair is bleached? Do you think he bleaches his hair that color? Like, because he's got dark roots.
He's so much like if David Spade doesn't play him in a movie of his life, like that'd be a crime. Like David Spade would be the perfect. I don't know how to cast Corey Good, but
I was just going to ask you that. Who would play Corey Good? Yeah,
Tom Hardy. All right.
Yeah,
he could pull it off.
Cities that are here on Earth that are in some cases 2 miles underground, deep underground military bases or DUMBs, DUMBS, right? You've heard that before. Well, that's true. And I've been speaking with many different insiders for a very long time. Oh, we just got $9.99 from Eric 562. Thank you there. See, I can almost kind of see it out of my peripheral vision. So when I
wanted to mention this is a super chat show. So he's doing like he does like his like presentations, you know, but he's also like, I didn't notice you over there, $9.99. Oh, hello. All right. I'm not gonna, you know.
Every penny counts. Please help me. I'm so poor.
See, but Corey Good's got that like dude reading it to him that's like on the beach. So Corey Good's like, oh, I'm fine. But David Wilcock's like, I'm a little, okay. And I'm not gonna lie, he does get a good amount of super chats. I don't know if the IRS is watching this shit. I won't rat on him, but goddamn, watch.
I said that we are suffering much more than we have to. I'm really not kidding, because this money could have been used to help us out here on Earth, could have been used to build roads, bridges, build up our infrastructure, but instead it was building up a covert infrastructure that we don't get to see.
So yes, he's very much in that same world of like, wow, we spent a lot of money. I could use some money. I don't really have a lot of money, but we spent on these deep underground military bases. What's going on with that? All right, so I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit. I just wanted to bring up the idea that he's doing super chats on this show, which is a great element, which it makes me like kind of a fan of him a little bit. So I'm gonna get to something and a little more alien related because he's gonna get into. I don't know if this is something I actually want to get into and talk about this weird alien crash. Tell me if I've heard about this, but not in the way he put it. Check this out.
We're up against. You wouldn't be upset about the money going to these excess projects because we actually do have an extraterrestrial presence on Earth from both positive and negative. And in fact, both sides of this war have worked directly with the military-industrial complex. Okay. As I said last time, in the 1950s, the Jason Society found a UFO crash.
The Order of the Quest.
Got inside and all.
Okay. So he gets into this very randomly out of this. The thing is, he talks about I guess he does a whole video and he does another video going, all right, let's just talk about everything from the video, and then he just talks about it again, which I'm fine with. I didn't see the other one,
Yeah, so he mentions the Jason Society, which is really interesting. They are known as the Order of the Quest, and this is a think tank. I believe they were disbanded at the early part of the 21st century, but some claim that not only were these the top minds in the country that were brought together to facilitate, some of the ideas that would move us forward into the future. This was also made up of extraterrestrials, time travelers, creatures that were not human, were also part of the Jason Society. I've kind of followed the rabbit hole of Jason Society for years now to see where it leads. But yeah.
Well, you're just saying like that, but this is his, introduction to us for the Jason Society. Listen to this crash he talks about.
All it was something out of the worst horror movie you could imagine. It's just all these ripped apart pieces of bodies, humans, that were rotting and smelled absolutely horrible. And it's just everywhere you go, it's just this stuff everywhere.
Yeah, hit the like button, everybody. What are we even doing? There's all these alien guts everywhere. Yeah, did I mention amount of money? All right. Anyway, yeah. So this sounds like he's talking about a horror show alien scene.
And there were these dead beings inside this particular crash ship, and they were reptilian humanoids that were tall. And so the decision was made. We can't tell the public about this because it's too horrific. If we showed them a film of what's inside this thing, it's worse than any Hollywood horror movie we've ever made.
So this is not, if this is like what disclosure is, we've got the first footage of aliens, you guys, and it's just a complete splatter show of alien guts inside some crash ship, and they're giant reptilians, according to him.
It's weird. It's weird stuff. And like I said, I really doubt these things are coming from space. I really think they've been here all along. They're a part of our planet.
Yeah, they're trying to get away.
Ultra-terrestrial.
Yeah, they want these ships to get away from here. Maybe that's why they're crashing them.
And the beings themselves are pretty freaking terrible looking, So we can't tell anybody this stuff. Well, it turns out, as I've said before, that the whole biblical notion of angels and demons is very, very real. And we are now living in the final apex point of this. Prior to when COVID hit, I could talk about this stuff online pretty freely. I could talk about,
and you know where he's going with it, so now he can. But he is another proponent of Pete. You're like, maybe I'm rethinking you, David Wilcock. But he's, you know him from the past, and he's just kind of shifting his story a little bit to fit in this. Now he's taking more of the biblical angle, man. He doesn't mention the avians very much. He's like, I already talked about, the source one or whatever. That's my main thing. I've always talked to that. And now he's got a little more of like a religious angle. Like he is kind of shifting to a preacher a little bit.
Well, that's what some of these guys do. They start to move the goalposts,
And he had to after he split with Corey, man, because
that was his bread and butter.
And the $1 million of debt. Stuff. Maybe he can call himself a church, and he won't get taxed there anymore. He won't have to be functionally bankrupt. I would hate to have to say, like, how are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm functionally bankrupt, but
I'm getting by, but I'm just eating ramen all day.
Thanks for the $10. He's like, he's doing his fucking live streams. So he does talk about fun stuff in here. And of course, he's still David Wilcock. He's still a goofball. So here he is talking about, I don't know. I have a note here that says time machine breakfast. I don't know what that means.
Oh, isn't he your farts will be very intoxicating guy?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
But he also, for some reason, this is talking about time machine breakfast. So I think it's right about here.
And I never was into all the weird stuff that Canada's into now, but like I used to go there very extensively, and I hope to keep going. Kathleen Malloy sent me $50, and it's pink, which is even better. That adds to the whole aesthetic.
Yeah, it does. And I'll say, yes, Pete, you can agree. I'm sure on your show, it adds to the aesthetic. If you see a pink super chat for $50, you're like, hey, this is improving the whole vibe of the show. Is just look,
everything looks so much better.
Man, this is the screenshot of the night. Oh man, look at this, a $50 super chat, guys.
Look, his hair looks like something out of colonial times, dude. He looks like he should be on currency.
Burns, like the younger Mr. Burns from like the
my God,
1800s or something. It's great. All right. But he loves his $50 super chat. So do I. So let's hear him get into. I love it for him. Let's get into time machine breakfast.
See right here. So thank you, Kathleen. I'm happy. I'm happy that we're getting to the point where this is all reaching ahead. But it's been very rough, and a recent meme pointed this out in a funny way.
Okay, hold on. I need these things.
What?
If I'm doing a solo stream, I need to the thing I'm gonna say next. I just need text of it. Is that
I got
to
breakfast.
All right, hold on. And I love that he's got all these meme buttons. He's like
very rough, and a recent meme pointed this out in a funny way.
If I could just say that his shows are a PowerPoint. It's just freaking awesome. I love that. Like a recent meme pointed, this is his own little triggers. Like he does keep his show conversational. He gets fucking sidetracked because there's these beautiful super chats popping up. And stuff like
yeah, beautiful.
All right, so let's see this great meme. I don't know. Did you come across this meme? Let's see.
Oh, let's see.
My friend's talking about quantum physics. Me, and then. Me says sleep is just a time machine to breakfast.
But he doesn't say the my dudes part, does he?
Yeah, he left that out. Maybe he doesn't see it. Maybe he's not confident enough to say it.
He won't say my dudes. He says a lot of his stuff in here. He won't say my dudes. Let's go back a sec.
It's been very rough, and a recent meme pointed this out in a funny way. My friend's talking about quantum physics. Me, and then me says sleep is just a time machine to breakfast. I've been laughing. I don't know why, but I've been laughing about this one so much. Because there's truth in jest, right?
He's like this, guys. I don't know if you know about dank memes or anything, or about like it's Wednesday, my dudes. I've never seen this, but he's like sleep, yeah, man. It's like a theory, man. Like, but he's cracking up about it. He loves it.
What's with the? Is that a frog?
Yeah, that's the "It's Wednesday, my dude" stupid meme frog. But I don't know why he's here. Sleep is just a time machine to breakfast, my dudes. Great stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's no tennis is my racket or anything. It is more like a bumper sticker than a meme. You know what I mean?
I'd rather be fishing.
Honk if you're horny, because it's like got double meaning. That's probably the best.
Sometimes I do feel this way. Sometimes I am so pissed off and depressed, and anxious about all the different things I'm seeing and all the different things that are going on, that I just go to bed early, like I did before the snow started to come down. And then the next thing you know, it's time machine. You get up, it's time for breakfast. So that was very, very funny.
Wow, that's like those weird cracks of depression come in where he's like, I'm just like, fuck this fucking world and it's fucking snowing. I go to sleep and hey, I just time machine. It's breakfast time, and we already established I don't like cereal earlier. Like we already know way too much about the guy. He's like, and I got a $50 super chat. I'm going out for breakfast.
Maybe he should take all his skills that he's cultivated over the years and get a job.
He's got it. This is his job. He's doing important stuff. He's their alien's best friend. Like, in the context of all the alien things we know about him already, just seeing him in a normal day in a live stream doing this, it's so great. And he blows Corey Good's stream away. Corey Good, your stream is total dog shit. You're terrible at doing it. You should stop after watching, because David is covering. He's got like 5 or 6 cameras. I'm not lying. He keeps flipping between, and he's got his memes, and he's like, this is like one of his like live PowerPoint things that he's doing. All right, so I'm going to get to my next little point in this, where we're going to find out that he is very cool. We're going to pop to 22 minutes. He's actually really cool, and he's not a dick at all, as we're going to find out.
That we all are following, because the universe is a consciousness construct. This is a very intrinsic part of the work that I'm talking about. Our galaxy is conscious. Our universe is conscious. Our sun is conscious. Our planet is conscious. And what's interesting is that our galaxy is designed. Oh, we got another one. Elizabeth Light Tarot. David, I met you in Sedona at the water store. You were such a kind soul to me. Love, a fellow New Paltz grad. Thank you. I usually am very cool if you meet me in person in public. It's extremely rare. I mean, I feel really bad because there was an old guy one time who was in my eye line when I was taping somewhere, and I got mad, and I told him, would you please get out of my eye line? I remember that one.
Whoa! You coming at me like that, bro? Get out of my eye line. He better be like,
I never said that.
I bet, all right, you can back off a little bit.
Yeah, he really lost his cool. He was brimming with anger.
He lost his cool over someone telling him how nice he is. He's like, oh, thanks. All right, I've been a dick. There's a couple of he must know there's like documented cases of him being a total dickhead to people. The fact that if someone told me, hey, I met Russ and he was really nice, I'd be like, what'd you think I was gonna be? Like, that means there's a lot out there. Like, he's probably acted really, really shitty to people at a lot of these events, and he's kind of pulling it back. But he's like, it was an old man. He was in my eyesight. I'm like, this is my eyesight, old man. And David, all right.
It was one time I was rude to somebody. I remember I was with my ex-wife Beth. We were walking at Moraine Lake Lodge in Canada, and a fan came up and he was all excited, and I just really didn't want to talk to him, and I just was very rude, and Beth got mad. But those are like the only 2 times I can really remember.
That wasn't the question. It was a $50 super chat saying how nice you are. Not, hey, did you tell me every time you've been a complete dick to people? Like, well, there was this one convention, and I just wasn't in the mood, and like, I didn't want to be recognized.
I was rude to some. I mean, it might happen occasionally. Like if I'm really in a big crowd,
no one has.
I'm trying to get to the bathroom and people are yelling out my name, I'm going to pretend I can't hear it because I just got to pee. But anyway, yes, I'm very good with people. I've been very good with my audience. I'm kind when you meet me in person.
I'm a people person. People like me. This is like that scene for what is it? Office Space, where that guy
I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. Gosh darn it, people like
abduct me. Okay, I'm so likable. Aliens come all
20 back.
All
20 back.
And he got up. So we're gonna jump ahead a little bit more, more ahead a little bit. So we've learned that he's cool. He's totally not a dick at all. But he's gonna get. This is supposed to be about eclipses, and you can see we're talking about him fighting with people, everything. He's gonna try to start getting into things that we're a little more into. He's gonna talk about the Mayans, which are a great topic. This is about 45 minutes in, and he talks about a Mayan sport that I know we've heard about, but hearing David Wolcott talk about it for some reason is very entertaining. Here we go.
5,125-year cycle. I'm like, what in the world is going on here? And then gradually it dawned on me, wait a minute. Everybody, so the Mayans, John Major Jenkins is talking about this very interesting galactic alignment that the Mayans apparently enshrined in their ball game that they were playing. They had a specific weird game that they were playing where they would sever a human head and kick it around like a ball in this court, believe it or not. A live human head that was no longer alive, obviously, once it becomes the ball. But
that's a great sentence you think you'd never heard. It was a live human head, which, well, it's no longer live, so it's now a ball that are
that was the
around.
ball. Yeah.
To put a little bit of context into what the 30 minutes between the last clip we watched, he started talking about kind of the idea of the Mayan calendar and the whole cycle of, I guess, evolution of time, and this putting all these cycles together and multiplying them by 5. Like, he gets way into like adding all these cycles together to kind of come to the conclusion of where we are now, which is not good, but I did like him talking about Mayan heads.
They played this disgusting game, and it was somehow tied in John Major Jenkins' work with galactic alignment. You can read his book, Maya Cosmogenesis 2012. He unfortunately passed away, but he did some great stuff. And he was the main guy proving that the Mayans knew that at the end of the Mayan calendar, they were expecting some sort of galactic alignment. And apparently the origin of a new root race.
All right. So what he kind of gets into, like I said, he's talking about cycles, and he starts relating these cycles to the concept of the hero's journey. That, we kind of know from Joseph Campbell writings and, all popular movies. A lot of scripts follow the hero's journey. He kind of brings that out, where, if someone is brought out of their comfort area, goes on some kind of adventure and learns something about themselves by the end. It's a
monomyth.
It is. And he brings it out, but he starts putting these cycles into that where the cycles of the earth are like the hero's journey. That's why we do the hero's journey, and that we are now in the spot where it is like the dead period. What do they call it? Oh, the dark night of the soul is kind of like a little spoilers. But if you look at time as a whole and all these prophecies, that if society and civilization itself is a hero's journey, that where we are now is the dark night of the soul, where the hero is presumed dead. And that's what he's kind of playing off of. They're like, they think they got us and they're taking control. And that's kind of where, which is an interesting concept to bring up. It's like David Wolcott actually surprised me with it.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. The ancient Greeks, when they wrote about it, they called it katabasis, and it literally translates to descent into the underworld. And that is, that's the hero's journey. That's kind of like in the Star Wars when they're in the swamp and Skywalker goes in and he sees Vader and they fight and he cuts his mask and sees the reflection of his own face. Yeah. That's an example of that from that film specifically. I mean, there's a more overarching kind of journey. But
man, that's what's going to happen to us. That's what this eclipse all started. That is kind of what he is alluding to. I mean, at this time in general, this eclipse is going to come and go. He's got to keep talking about this. But let's jump back in now with that knowledge. And you got to say, I mean, David Wolcott, he's kind of bringing up that he just doesn't think a lot of people like him, and he's getting super chats. So surely he's going to get trolled at some point, right? I mean, he has to. Is he going to?
Nobody likes me.
Well, I know he's already
some money.
Oh, everybody's talking to shit, and I'm mega bankrupt. I'm like more bankrupt than you'll ever be in your life.
Bankrupt.
And my thing was, as I'm watching him going, all right, people are obviously probably trolling him in this chat, but is he going to address it or does he just move on? Let's see if he actually addresses the trolls.
Is exactly one side of the Pentagon. Now you say, well, David, okay, there's going to be some guy in here on the troll list right now. He's probably hating on me. There's always somebody. David, quit lying. There's one right there. David, quit lying to these fools. You're all about money. No, that is absolutely not true. If I was about money, I would be doing live events. I would be doing conferences. I would have merch. I would sell coffee mugs, shirts, pens that said David Wilcock on them. I don't do any of that stuff.
Wait, I want a David Wilcock pen.
Maybe
now.
you should.
Yeah, now he's teasing me, and he's full of shit because by the end of this, he's like, and make sure you go to our conference that I'm doing. I haven't done one in 4 years. He's like, it's a big deal, and I'm trying to sell tickets. It's like, well, yeah, you couldn't do one because everyone hated you for a few years. Don't act like you're being such a saint because of it.
No, he's like, I don't make any money. Well, you don't do nothing, dude. Like, come on, that's why you're broke. He doesn't work. He's like, I don't sell this, I don't sell that, I don't do this, I don't do that. All you do is sit around and talk nonsense.
And he sells a lot. Anybody can go look at his website because he pimps his classes. He's one of those guys who's got like a thing where like, I'll get those classes. A lot of, channeling and secret space program guys and all this. They all put this behind these weird classes you take and you go up these levels. So he's got his own kind of like pyramid scheme kind of thing going on. I'm not gonna say pyramid scheme, whatever. And this is a comedy show. I can say whatever I want. But let's hear him address this troll a little further.
Anybody who tells me it's all about money has no idea what they're talking about.
Because I'm broke.
I have been completely bankrupt for over 2.5 years. I'm being dragged into an IRS hearing. I have a lawyer. I can't even meet my tax installment payments. So
can't beat my meat.
About money, my God. But you know what? I mean, I just call it rate objection, and I've been dealing with it since 1996. And I used to contact every one of these people in person. Where do you think I'm getting all this money from? And then when I did get money, I invested it into the military, into our future, to get the military to declassify patents for free energy, patents for anti-gravity, patents to clean up garbage, things that will heal our planet. I did not take my money and buy some big mansion. I'm living in a house that isn't even any good for the winter. I don't want.
He's like,
I live in like a dog in a house full of shit.
I've said too much. I've already bitched about how much snow I had to go. It's like, wow, it's like getting kind of depressing with him. It's like, every time he didn't, and I don't think his troll was super chatting him. He was just like, people troll me. But by the way, someone's trolling me right now. It's like, well, it wasn't a super chat though. So
here's kind of what I've gathered from this conversation we've had here with this gentleman. He's not only broke, he's like legally broke because he's functionally bankrupt.
He's fucked. He's super.
He has an ex-wife, so that means he's got a failed marriage.
Did he say ex-wife? Because he used to stream with his wife. I didn't realize.
He said ex-wife. Yeah, so failed marriage. Like next thing look, I'll tell you what. I'll put it to you like this: if I saw him on a bicycle, I wouldn't assume exercise. I'd assume DUI.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, maybe it's a little bit of projection. All criticism is self-criticism. Maybe he's saying like, that he's in the dark night of his soul right now. Like maybe we're okay. Maybe we're all right. And he's like, no, it's not just me going through these tribulations. We all are. This is a global event. Surely it's not just happening to me. Like, well, it kind of is. David Wilcock, and
we should put together a fundraiser for him. We should raise a few bucks, maybe get him like $60.
No,
we could raise like $60 for him,
No, I'd rather send him a 20 insulting $2 super chats or something. That would be better. We can give him the money, that's fine, but let's do it that way. Let's learn more and go at him. Or at least have fun with him while he's doing his live stream. So I'm gonna pop up again. It happens a little later. He gets another great troll attempt, and let's catch up with that. Oh, come on, why don't you go there? It is at 1:10:14, and all right, close enough. So as you can see, the screen I've gotten to here. Now I'm gonna add this back. The hero has to appear dead for 5 pages of the screenplay. So he's talking about the hero's journey, and he's relating it to the concept of where we are in the world. This is our hero's journey. Maybe it's his hero's journey. So this is the dead part of it. That's what he thinks this means, is where we are now.
The hero's journey storyline. This is very critical, folks. The hero has to be dead from 5 pages of screenplay. There's some very sarcastic trolls in there right now. Like, you guys, I mean, honestly, what is it? Why do you want to be here and just hate on me and write all this crazy stuff? But, there's people who do it. Somebody says, I just focus on the stream, not on the chat. I think that's a very good idea.
Michael Ray Bauer's got it better together than David Wilcock.
Right?
Like,
and this guy's supposed to be old hat at this.
He's been doing this since '96. Yeah, I think he talks. I hope this is where he brings this up. If not, I'll bring it up myself.
Well, anyway, I really, it's just crazy that Some people just enjoy watching a show to hate on it. They don't really
No.
want to do anything except create disaster.
I can't
But
believe
this is
people
all
do
very
that.
interesting stuff. So the hero has to appear dead for 5 pages of screenplay. Eva Rosier just donated. Thank you, Eva.
Yeah. Welcome to the internet,
What does
dumbass.
this really mean? This means that when you're looking at Hollywood storytelling, you have to have a hero, you have to have a villain. The hero.
Yeah, we kind of know this, and he brings this up also when he talks about that people are trolling him, and that since 1996 he didn't really have a problem until recently, because what he would do was, I got to get him off this. What he talked about is personally, and if you ever seen the movie Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, the way that they went and personally attacked their own people who were trolling them at the end of the movie. He said that every critic of him, he would personally get in contact with, email, and turn them all towards him. That anyone who ever hated on the work of David Wilcock, he could talk to them and he would get on a flip and get it with him. But now the internet's too big. He doesn't have time to talk to every troll and to get him on his side. But he really, really did try for a very, very long time.
I don't know what's up with this dude. He's a real piece of work, this guy.
Yeah, he's great. He's so funny.
He really is.
He is. I'm going to jump up again, up a little bit. We're getting a little further down here, but he brings up something that's kind of near and dear to the show, which is Saint Germain. And I didn't know. He gets into Saint Germain, and I didn't know that Saint Germain had like a UFO alignment to it, but it does. And we're going to hear about Saint Germain and a UFO.
It was clearly Christian, right? Because they're associating with Jesus and Mary on the cloud.
This is a different,
but there's a whole bunch of these
UFO.
in the sky.
You've seen this.
And on the ground, they had this funny snow formation, which again is probably a geometric pattern similar to crop circles. We also talked about Saint Germain, a guy who shows up in the 1700s.
The immortal.
Appears to be critical in that he actually gave the speech that led the founding fathers to sign the Declaration of Independence.
He was the mystery man at the Declaration of Independence. That actually comes from a theosophical magazine. I believe it was called Lucifer. It was originally started by Helena Blavatsky. But yeah, that's an apocryphal story. No one knows if Saint Germain was actually at the Declaration of Independence, being that he was already reported to be dead. It's somewhere in the German Principality, like 2 years before that. So yeah, Wilcox is full.
Throw that out with you throw that out. Get that out of here. Wilcox into it though, because it involves UFO, which you aligns with him. Oh wait, I'm bad. Sorry.
Prophecies. So in the 1700s, apparently one of the people that Saint Germain got the closest to was Voltaire, and Voltaire had a letter that he wrote to Saint Germain, in which he says,
"Great little quick coke sniff here." It's like
coke sniff.
And he keeps doing it constantly, and it's like in the beginning he even addresses like, "Yeah, I got a little bit of a cold." Okay, all right. And there's no cuts in this. Like he is doing, obviously he's doing it live, which it would be so annoying, I guess, if the way I'm doing this. Imagine, Pete, if you're doing Dark Sayings and you've got 5 cameras, you can be like, look over here, look over. You don't need to look that many ways. You know what I mean?
No, you don't. I think 2 cameras is enough, especially if you're ripping dragon tails off the back of a cracked iPhone.
I hope you will return to me in your flying machine.
Whoa.
And then Voltaire drew this illustration, as I said before, for his book.
He commissioned it. He didn't draw it, but you don't think this is associated with it? This is what Saint Germain showed up in.
That he was writing. In
No, it's not. None of this is real.
Megos. What you're seeing here is a commissioned art illustration from the late 1700s of the spaceship that the beings in Micro-Megos come to Earth in. And it is a flying saucer, exactly like what we see.
All right, there we go. Uh-oh, free plug here. So, all right. So I didn't know Saint Germain was allegedly the 6th man or whatever, standing at the side of the.
He was the Wonder Man of Europe. Yeah, he was the Wonder Man of Europe. He was the mystery man at the signing of the Declaration of Independence. It's a rousing speech. I've done this on my show before where I've read it, and it's like, sign! Everybody was about to pussy out, and he signs it. He talks them all into signing it. So, pretty good. He's also apparently got a UFO. Made his way to America after he died. And
he's
he
like
was
Jack the Ripper. He gets everywhere.
He completed a harpsichord.
Oh, like Lurch. That's
yes,
cool.
yes, the harpsichord.
All right, we're gonna.
But yeah,
oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, because we're
ascended master of theosophy as well.
Of course, he did it all, and he was a vampire in New Orleans that people that club kids hung out with in the 90s. But we're gonna go. So I don't know if you're a user of TikTok at all. I don't really use it.
No, I don't mess with it.
But he talks about something that I'd never heard of, or I guess maybe I have. I didn't take it in the way he does, because I mean, not only is he a great UFO guy, he's a great conspiracy theorist and a technology conspiracy theorist, where he's going to talk about a little bit of TikTok and a little bit of the brainwashing going on with TikTok in a very specific way that actually make you think a little.
Among your peoples, what you call communication devices, including phones, radios, and TVs, and other distractions such as less competitive games, which by 1981 would have included the Atari 2600 and Pong.
Of course he is, Mr. Mackey. Okay.
These games and these communication devices, TV, etc., and of course this also includes smartphones. I cannot handle TikTok at all. Every time you go to the end of the video of TikTok, it goes boop, boop, does that little sound.
Yeah,
that's the same thing they use in a casino to get you to keep throwing money into the slot machine. It's called operant conditioning. A tiny little sound. It's like this big bass, boop, and then boop. Well, the boop is like the sound of you drinking or eating. And so they literally want you to feel like you're feeding yourself as you watch these videos. So because I know what that is, I don't ever want to hear that sound. And if I ever see anything from TikTok, I always try to stop it before the end. And if I get to the end and I hear that thing, it makes me mad because I know what they're doing and I don't want to even have the sound messing with my brain. Okay?
Wow. So he knows this is operatic. What's it called? Operatic conditioning, much like the sounds that slot machines make. And that makes a little sense. It's like, you don't put a lot of thought into it. Of course not, especially if you're just watching TikTok videos. You're not putting a lot of thought into anything. So that sound, but yeah, is it like a casino? Like if you get to the end of the video, that's good because you actually like the video. So it's like, oh, my body, I kind of agree with that. That's a weird little conspiracy thing.
No, I think there's definitely something to that. I used to avidly play a multiplayer online video game, and I know they were consulting with the same kind of firms that help casinos keep people at slot machines, so yeah, it's not beyond the realm of possibility.
It weirdly makes sense. And anything that puts that weird like identitive, and like think of a lot of like commercials. I mean, the little sign offs like by Menon. Like I don't know. That's a really one to bring up. I know there's way more modern ones. I don't know. I'm an old stir. There we go. But he gets more into some of the weirdness with this. He gets into an age old debate where he starts talking about food again, and because we know kind of he's really broke. He talks about he doesn't really eat much food because he doesn't have any money. But he's going to get in here about a very old debate that we probably all heard about food. But he's going to bring it up in this same sense as this kind of this TikTok noise, this ringing, this boo, 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 boo. He did the whole guttural thing. Here we go.
And now we find out, if you were watching those ads in 1981 that were demonizing butter, parquet, right? And then there's a little margarine, right? They're trying to get you to take margarine. Now we find out margarine is 700% more dangerous than butter for your health.
It is?
Why were they pushing this on us? Why were there so many parquet commercials? Why were there so many commercials? I tried so hard to eat breakfast cereal. Even once I became vegan, I kept saying, man, this is just what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have a bowl of cereal in the morning. But every time I tried...
you're supposed to time travel to breakfast. Like, this is what he was taught, right?
Oh, my God. What is he talking about even?
Well, that's operatic...
breakfast. I was a vegan. I go and have some breakfast.
I thank you for a Hawkeye point. The dude got new teeth. He for sure got new teeth. He definitely...
Yo, Hoff is absolutely right. Those choppers are some of the big kind of teeth.
Way different. Yeah, he got those. They're like caps almost. Oh, how are you millions of dollars in debt? He looks like a guy who just blew like those the number one sign of a guy who blew way too much money on keep. You thought he would have got the plugs or something by now. I was like, man, I was so close to just getting those and being like kind of done with that.
I've got a motorboat and a house with a pool, but I'm terribly in debt.
You know he owns jet skis, and he got all kinds of hidden away.
He got a Sea-Doo, like I bet his garage looks like the Showcase Showdown from Price is
He's
Right.
like, I don't have, just got this one guitar and a little American flag to let you know, And what does he give? It's not my fault I gave all my money to the government to save the world.
What is functionally bankrupt? Does that mean like you still got money, but you're fucking?
I can get money, but they can't take it from me because I'm so broke.
I can't take it. I'm too poor.
All right, I got one more goofy clip before his end, and we're gonna jump way ahead. But I didn't realize that he was kind of a jazz guy, and he's gonna do a little weird. I can't help it. If someone's gonna make sound effects, I got to be there for it. And about 2 hours and 10 minutes in, he finally. I say finally as if I was waiting for him. I didn't think he would make sound effects, but he does. And so here we go. Boom.
Thank you again. On March 23rd, 2004, they said, "The world is ready. The stage is set." That is not the November bias, okay? And we have P and T shaking hands. The world is ready now.
I mentioned his shorthand. He is worried about saying certain things on YouTube, and that's one of them. He says, "Here you see P and T." And they're talking about the SSP, and he won't bring up anything. He'll be like the big I, like for like Illuminati or something like that.
Yeah.
He'll talk about but he doesn't. He's so fucking paranoid. But this part's great.
Planet do not telegraph your moves in advance. They just said that a couple days before this. Now they're saying the world is ready now and the stage is set. And then the second thing is this song called New Alliances, which is a song in 7/8 time. I love to compose in 7.
Okay.
You get that.
Oh, he's a composer too.
And it is weird because.
And in 7s, because we brought up earlier the 7s, that is the sacred number. He's got sacred jazz. He's popping out, and he gets way into this. So talk about his dog.
Can you clip that?
Oh, I have to. Anyone wants to go find this? It's called David Wilcock Live, April 8th, Eclipse Predictions at 2 hours and 10 minutes in. But he also he's a guy who's has a weird OCD where they're counting timing on everything, and you're gonna find a very weird thing that he's keeping time on here.
Okay.
My dog drinks water in 5, 4, and 7/8 time. She goes.
Okay.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, she's drinking in 7, or she's drinking in 5.
You are a lonely man.
Now a dog can't go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Now a dog can't go. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
All right. So, yes, his dogs are licking in 5 and 7s. Now, I know we all kind of lost our mind a little bit during COVID, and we're kind of stuck in a lot. He sounds like he is still there. He's snowed in. He's millions of dollars in debt, and he's sitting around counting his dog's licking habits at this point.
At least his teeth look great. They look great.
They look fantastic. They look fucking awesome.
Humongous. They look like they belong in a cartoon character's mouth.
And, we kind of mentioned earlier the Book of Enoch. I said he'd bring it up. He talks a lot. He closes this out by basically bringing up Book of Enoch stuff. We'll save that. Go check out Dark Saints for that. But I'm going to go towards the end. I'm going to show you how he closes this out, because he tries to close it out in kind of a way where he's like, all right, we're going to get super serious. We're going to do a little meditation. But it's hard to stay super serious and do a meditation when you're getting super chats. And that's what starts happening towards the end. Here we go. Let's play it from here.
Meditating on these super chats.
He does. Number 5. Babette Wallace just donated. Thank you, Babette. And angels, for example, are much more oriented service to others as they have left the survival consciousness, yes, and moved on to a thriving perspective. That was from Dean Pratt. David Friedline says, "Thank you, David, from the heart, brother. Please keep doing your thing. Haters are like flies. We know the last thing they see when they hit the windshield."
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't want any.
Jesus Christ. Even his support, his positive ones are fucking crazy ass. I'm gonna watch him. God, even he's like, whoa. All right, maybe I gotta be a little more discerning with my positive super chats.
Dear David, fuck anybody who doesn't like you. I'll fight them myself.
They're getting. I don't even want to say it.
bad stuff to happen to my haters either. I just wish that they would be nicer to me, I guess. But wow, look at that. We got 9,000 viewers. So that means we have enough to do the meditation effect for the whole thing. All right.
9,000 viewers.
Hey, you're welcome, entire planet. Yeah, he had like 9K live viewers on this. And so when you hit the 9K button, you know what that means. You know, if eventually we can, hey, we're lucky to get 9 viewers, am I right? But if we get 9K, we are definitely healing the entire planet with our meditation. And I'll just play a little bit of it because, hey, congratulations. We all benefited from this, even though we weren't there. But let's see what we got.
Hang up. We're only going to be here. For
Don't hang up.
Tiny little meditation.
Don't hang up, please.
Much better that you stay with me and not just click
And yeah,
off.
Guys, I got more after this. We're going to take a music break, but don't hang up.
Let's do it right now. Here we go. I want you to close your eyes.
Okay.
Put out your hands.
Flat on the floor.
Okay.
Oh.
Imagine yourself breathing deeply.
My cologne.
Going ever more fully into a state of meditation.
He's trying to eat me.
Cleansing your lungs.
He's doing
with a filling, healing breath.
So we know he's controlling this. So he's pushing while he's got his eyes closed. He's doing a slow fade from camera 1 to camera 2 because we've seen it. He's pushing the button, producing this himself, which is great. Which is good. He was all ready for this closing set. Oh, and this is absolutely creepy. Now he's got a Steve Buscemi kind of look going on the right side there. Look, that's Steve Buscemi, the right one.
Becoming more and more deeply contented so that you just feel so much peace as you breathe in and out.
Turn fade off.
All of these different things.
All right.
At celestial geometry.
He's trying to hypnotize me. I'm taking him off. Get out of here. Get out of here. You're freaking me out.
Mesmerisms.
So we learned so much about a lot about him, but nothing about the eclipse. So I had to sit through his 2.5-hour eclipse stream. And so I've got like one more fun thing. Thanks for hanging out. And this was a survivor party.
Oh, absolutely.
We're going to survive the party here. I'm going to take like a 2-minute break. I'm going to play a little music video thing that I know is not going to get me in any trouble at all because it never would. Pete, if you need to go take a quick break or anything,
that would be great.
You want to hang around for after? I've got a couple of fun things.
Yeah, I'll definitely hang around. I'll just take a quick break and I'll be right back.
Take a quick break. I'm going to play a song. You can go, Pete. I'm going to play a song from a band that I'm super into, and I am super bummed that I didn't get to go see play in New Orleans last Saturday night because I couldn't make it because of work and dumb stuff. So I'm going to play a song from a band called Tear Dungeon, a new band. Well, they've been around a little bit, but they're new to me, and I'm going to be right back after a quick break and a music video from Tear Dungeon. This is Banana Na Na Na.
Ah!
right. Yay. Ho, give it up for Tier Dungeon there. Tier Dungeon with Banana. I don't know. Hey, if you like that stuff, yeah. They're a cool band. That is a guy named Andrew Cashin is the singer of that band. He is the guitar player for a band called Giant Dog and Sweet Spirit. And basically everybody in that band is from the band A Giant Dog and Sweet Spirit. And they go around the country in their killer mugger masks and blood everywhere. I'm really bummed that I missed that show, but I do want to share the world of Tier Dungeon with you. My boy Pete, hopefully coming back. He's coming back. He's not going anywhere. How's everybody doing? Oh, hey, Russ is here. Yes, he showed up, didn't he? Hello. Yes, sick. Yeah, they are definitely a sick band. I got one more fun thing to do, and I'm getting away. I do have more Eclipse-like stuff, but we've been kind of heavy into it. I don't know. I've got other fun things I want to. I'll probably just do one more. It's weird watching. So wanting to prep for this, whole Eclipse thing, getting sucked into that David Wilcock thing. He had this weird obsession with his video being 2.5 hours long. He's like, well, I'm about to hit 2.5 hours, so I just got to stop talking all my nonsense, stop talking all this shit. I'm like, what is the magic number of 2.5 hours? It's just like he's just going like as long as he can to get like as many super chats as he can, I guess. I don't know how it works, but we're gonna put something on. I'm gonna get ready for when Pete gets back. I had a couple things. I don't know, you guys, the cicada thing was enough, weird things that animals do. But I haven't got to touch on our boy in a while, and it's just kind of slightly Eclipse related because it involves wearing stupid glasses. And that is one of the big things about the Eclipse is that a lot of people have to wear stupid glasses to do it. And our buddy Joshua P. Warren, oh yeah, I love getting into his older catalog, especially when he was all about when Joshua P. Warren had all these products. And this is one I've never gotten into. Yo, the biggest fan is actually on the show. Epic. Yeah. And that would be you, Joshua P. Warren. He looks weird here. This is a little older video of Joshua P. Warren. I don't know. He's stupid glasses. Yes. Yep. I don't think we've no. I don't mean glasses in general. I mean wearing those Eclipse glasses. They're never great. They just look like 3D glasses and stuff. But this is something. It looks like a Silver Age Marvel villain. Yeah, he does. He looks like he's trying to eat me or trying to hypnotize me.
He's trying to eat me.
I don't know why I have that one clip up. I've got PP's here, so I can get some of this.
I was drenched, humiliated, and horrified at my compulsive behavior.
And his compulsive behavior is going to be on display here. Well, I got some more PP. I realized I got this whole thing. Yeah, go to Patreon. Check out the Unbelievers Podcast on Patreon, where we touched on a lot of stuff. We did a whole thing on his audiobook there, which is great because you can get him to say lines like
disco, the jitterbug, the Charleston, the bump, the hitchhiker, etc.
Your name is Jeff. I don't have that.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
I do have that one though. Yeah, he said so many great things. He had to read a story about someone being the fairy godmother, and
I stuck out as a fat sore thumb. It will have an amazing happy ending,
and this will too, like most Joshua P. Warren videos do, because
happy endings to make you smile
are what he is all about. He's always been about. I might actually start this. I don't know. I know Pete's still here. I want Pete to pop back on, but there he is.
There we go.
That's me, Joshua P. Warren.
That's what he's saying to you. Here he is. So I've been
remarkable.
This is remarkable. There's probably one I haven't played on here. Is it this one?
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Here we go. Bibbidi bobbidi boo time. That'll be the intro here. So this is a little something. Yes, like I said, it's not Eclipse related, but it is stupid glasses related. And this is something I don't even want to say the word. I want him to tell you what this is.
This beautiful pendant contains a living organism.
Jesus.
And I can see its aura thanks to training and exercising with these glasses. I call them the aura eyes.
What an asshole.
These are
Jesus
great.
Christ.
These are great. These are like pharmacy rack reading glasses, and he's got something going on here. You'd want him now.
What in the world? No. What in the world is happening?
Yes, he is cheating, and he does. Yeah, he's got little crosshair eyes. Okay, so here we go. We got to learn. This is a good link video. Let's learn about aura eyes. Or you've heard of aura rains.
It will have an amazing, happy ending.
But this is aura eyes.
And I created them in my workshop. They are 100% unique and proprietary. You see, I have tried for years to train my eyes to properly see the aura around people, pets, trees, and I've used a lot of different kinds of products that supposedly help with that.
Like what? He doesn't elaborate about that. That's what bugs me. He's like, well, what else? Why are you so worried about what a tree is up to? Leave that tree alone. Like, I don't like
How
that.
many products can exist to do that?
Finally, something to solve this problem. Yeah, it's almost one of those. It's like Houdini, like
Houdini.
R.I.P. Gilbert. R.I.P. Gilbert. All right, look, I got to learn more. Tell me more about aura eyes.
Different eyepieces similar to these, for example. Wow. And I've always gotten mixed results. So over the past year, I
looked at my friend. I was like, wow, you were really, really pissed off. He's like, nope, I'm completely fine. Oh, God damn, these aura 3D glasses are bullshit. I need to make some that'll finally tell me what's going on. How does he know how any of this works?
It doesn't work. It's all made up nonsense.
I'm making up nonsense from now on. Pete, you should too. You gotta go.
I thought about it.
You got to start putting some nonsense out there. David Wilcock won't even put his name on a pen. This guy will fuck up a pair of fucking glasses to sell them. All right, I got to know more.
Started studying exactly how the eye works even more deeply than ever, and experimenting with exposing the eye to different kinds of lenses and patterns and inks and dyes. And I finally created these. This is the most effective pair of training eyewear I have ever seen for forcing the eyes automatically to start seeing the aura. I guarantee this.
I mean, that's a solid guarantee right there. And what do you mean forcing the eyes? It doesn't look like a lot's going on there as far as these go.
I've never seen him without his glasses before. He looks like a potato.
I think I have, yeah. But this is an older video too. This is during his what I'd like to call his Puerto Rico phase when he was living out there and he was still making products. He was also doing other videos, but this was one of the products he came up with while he's out there.
It's very proprietary because I did use some special inks and dyes that I had to experiment with.
Okay, so that's the explanation. These are not just off-the-shelf glasses with paper marker on. No. These are dyes. I work with them. Trust me. You're not getting. Look, you're getting worked up. Are you going to start painting on your glasses?
I'm a little misty. I
need to grab my glasses now. I'm getting nervous.
Over and over again to get all the patterns just right, and to get all the different wavelengths just right in order to exercise.
He does. I like this comment, Mr. Mackey. He looks like a more put together and higher functioning Sam Hyde. He kind of does. It looks like a Sam Hyde character.
Size the eye properly. But what I found was, usually within minutes, you can start seeing the first layers of the aura.
I'm sure.
When you follow the instructions with these glasses, and then gradually you'll start to see the colors be introduced as well. Now the thing is, when you get these glasses and you get the instructions, and you start learning about how to see the aura, you might not have a subject around there that you can look at necessarily.
If you're me, I know the dude's married. All right, I'm not going to talk shit. I know people weren't married, but he's like, I know most of my fans are probably very, very lonely people. If you were, and now It will maybe work on a mannequin, or you can wear it when you go to the bus stop or when you go to your janitorial job. Like, you can look at other people, but you're gonna look weird wearing these in public. But he should put a little note here. They will work on your mom. So, like, someone that is in your vicinity, like, you can get some use out of them.
And so that's why I am proud to include this.
A little friend. Okay, so that's the point.
Nice.
That's the point of the living being in a vial that he sends. He's like, I know you guys are all a bunch of friendless wonders out there that are gonna buy this. You don't need a friend. I'm gonna send you something. You could just stare at this. You could stare at this vial of, I don't know, what is that? Ashes from Dracula's tomb that he had left over, or whatever.
Whatever it's alive. Whatever it is, it's alive.
What is he keeping alive in these little tubes? And where do you even get these things?
Jisms.
Is this like a little homunculus action?
Maybe. Who knows what he's doing?
I was drenched, humiliated, and horrified at my compulsive behavior.
As I made this homunculus that I will give to you now.
Mass-producing homunculi.
All right. Okay. I'm going to pull it together. Okay. So don't worry. Don't worry about being lonely. You'll never be lonely again because you'll get this necklace with a living thing and these cool glasses that'll keep anyone away. So you have tons of time to stare at this thing.
This is a terrarium pendant. My camera doesn't want to focus on it too well if I get it really close. So I wish I could show it to you a little more clearly. But let me
take the glasses off and look at your screen, dude. If you're me, you're just seeing, all I'm seeing is aura. So, because I have these glasses on the entire video.
The blinding light is preventing me.
Just a bit of foreskin and glass, like he's doing Laos. Yep. That's what he's got. The aura is too strong.
I'll tell you why this is also so unique and special. I was born and raised in Asheville, North Carolina, heart of the oldest mountains in North America.
The Brown Mountains. I've talked about the lights of the Brown Mountain. I took this thing from I bet he's going to say Brown Mountain. I've been saving this to watch. I haven't watched it.
Asheville is world famous for being a mystical and paranormal hotspot. That's where you find the Brown Mountain lights. That's where you find a lot of mysterious activity. The mountains there are absolutely rich with quartz crystal, and the vegetation there just flourishes with healthy life. Well, this pendant is a piece of the mountains of Asheville, North Carolina.
Oh, so what? What is that? That constitutes a living thing? So I can just get a rock from in front of your house? Like, what does it matter?
Where's he sourcing?
Are you ordering this thing right now? This is long out of production, Pete. I know you're getting.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Here's what I want to do. I need the glasses. Yes. I need that alien repelling helmet that was from the other episode. I need a wish machine. I need a time machine, a Gibbs time machine. I need to hook all this up to my body, and then I'll become the ultimate being.
Dude, this is like, if you're putting together, you want to be the Iron Man of paranormalness.
Yes,
these are the eyepieces. And think of all the wands you'll be holding. Like, you'll be holding
the
wands,
a Dracula wand. I'm gonna need one of those ghost boxes. I'll wear a ghost box in my chest, like Iron Man. It'll just be like scanning radio stations constantly.
I'm scam man. I'm the most scammed man alive. I have of this. I have all of this bullshit. And if someone does find these glasses, I do want them. Please send them to me. I'll get them myself. Oh, and I also want a piece of Brown Mountain. Just putting that out there.
This has actual local quartz crystal in the bottom, and this has actual living moss.
Yeah, I was about to say, just all I see is the moss. It's just like he took all these quartz crystals they mossed out years ago. He's like, I'll figure out something. They have an aura.
This is literally, again, a living piece of Asheville. Now, this is designed as a pendant that you can wear, and it's always going to put you in a good mood. I guarantee you that. You will feel very energized having something living right there next to you.
Why? What are you talking about? Anything would be like that. You could put a flower on your lapel like you need something living on you, right? Isn't it the same?
Right.
Nope. It has no aura.
Not to mention the quartz crystal. But also, when you're doing your experiments with your aura glasses and you're training and exercising your eyes, you can use this as your subject, because this just explodes with nice layers of the aura, and then that will expand over time as you train. And this is easy to...
No, you're right. Feel free to think. Couldn't he look at his hand in front of his face to test the functionality? Yeah, wouldn't the best point, especially if you're some lonely guy, you just look at your own aura, like, or you look in a mirror maybe with it on? Or watch TV? Does it work like that? Maybe it doesn't work like that.
Maybe not.
They're not living. Yeah, I'm bastardizing these glasses. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's why I'm not PB Warren. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Keep alive, by the way. All you need to do is put a drop or two of water in here every 6 months, and then make sure it gets a reasonable amount of sunlight, and this thing will live forever.
Just like the girl in my basement, just a couple of bottles of water a day, and we can keep her going. I can check on that aura constantly.
I have had this through this past winter and this past fall, and traveled all over the place with it, and I've never had a single problem keeping it alive and healthy. So
my sea monkeys died in like the first 3 days. So I'll give you props. I got a sea monkeys on Mars for my Secret Schneider gift. Great gift. I still love the little terrarium, but all my sea monkeys died so quickly. We tried. I see my wife give me a look like, yes, we tried with the sea monkeys. We really did. But hey, props to him for keeping his dead mossy rock alive for this long. How'd you do it?
When you get this kit, and by the way, once
kit.
Again, this is unique. This is proprietary. I have created this. You won't find this anywhere else in the world. It's copyrighted. I'm only going to make 50 of these right now, just a batch of 50. So the first people who ordered those first 50, those are the only ones who are going to get them for now.
It will have an amazing, happy ending.
Yeah. So only 50 of these will ever be made. I don't know. I wonder if he ever sold any of these. So if we can find anyone who used these or did anything with them, this seems like such a lost product. This is like when he did that tour of his house. That's what I really want to see. Like his unsold shit, like a box with aura glasses and mossy. He had to have 50 of these glasses. He had to have 50 mossy little cauldrons of crystal.
If you get this kit, you will get the special Aura Eyes glasses. You will get the terrarium pendant that has actual quartz crystal and live moss from the Mystic Mountains of Asheville, North Carolina.
The Mystic Mountains. And I almost forgot that we like to play the price game. I don't have the price up. I don't know, Pete, if you can even look. He never brings up prices in his videos. I will be surprised if he does. He'll usually just give you a link to his website. If anyone wants to guess, I really don't know where to guess. And this is an old product too. There's no way this is still in the Curiosity Shop, but we can
probably. You will receive detailed instructions on how to train your eyes and exercise your eyes with these in order to start seeing the aura day one. You'll also receive a color interpretation chart. So once you start seeing the colors of the aura, you will know what those mean, how you can interpret them in various ways.
Well, that's kind of a generic thing. I know I've seen those things. They give them out with mood rings and stuff, right? Like the aura chart, the color chart. That's not.
Yeah, no. That's nothing like crazy,
No, not at all. I know it's cheap to pause on somebody and make them look stupid, but
right. But he looks really dumb.
Yeah.
Bibbity bobbity boo.
Pee-pee.
But as if all that weren't enough, I have one more special free bonus I'm going to include for you.
Okay, all right, I'll let people guess on this. Maybe what could they? I like Nonatonian Druid $69.99. That's what I go for too with a lot of his lower end things. He usually doesn't go lower than that. That seems like a lot for these though, man. Those glasses are not impressive in the slightest. But let's see what the special gift is before we close this out.
In 2015, I was a speaker at the Michigan Paracon in Sault Ste. Marie. And I gave, for the first and only time, a really detailed program about the mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle. Whoa. And I'm not just talking about disappearances. I'm talking about stories related to strange creatures here and UFOs and psychic experiences and hauntings and all this stuff that happens in the Bermuda Triangle. That's where I am right now. And
wait, that's where he is right now?
He's currently reporting from the Bermuda Triangle.
I can't dispute it. And he's like, well, and by the way, you can be like, I've got aura glasses and a terrarium necklace. I don't want anything like mossy like that close to me constantly. And that looks like, you know, I know I wear like, I don't know if anyone wears jewelry. I wear like a little necklace, but like I can't have a bulky fucking little vial around my neck constantly. That would be super uncomfortable.
That's glass. I mean, that's kind of not a safety issue.
Oh, but the prospect of a living thing living this close to you, yeah, go away. I don't even want to see your aura. Like, who cares?
They were not recording any of the programs. So right before I went on stage, I put a little video camera on the back.
My mason jar is sad. I just looked at it. Maybe it'll get in a better mood if I go see a movie or something. Anyway, we're hanging hard, us two.
And let it roll. And I recorded my program. And this has never before been released. And I will tell you, it's not professional quality because it was just a little camcorder in the back. But you can hear the whole program just fine. You can see all the slides. And honestly, I think it's one of the most interesting programs I've ever given.
Okay, so he videotaped some presentation and he's totally lowballing you. He's like, I would never sell this. Like, the quality sucks. You can hear the audio at least, and it's a slideshow. It's like David Wilcock does a slideshow for free on YouTube. Why do we need this with your glasses?
I will send you a free link to watch that program exclusively. It's the only way you'll be able to see it. And a link to the footage from what happened later that night when a group of us got together and tried to actually manifest a UFO over the property. So that's some pretty cool bonus material.
Bonus.
Boom, boom, boom. All right, now the price is shot up. I get it now. $69.99. I know he's not going to say the price. He won't. If someone look up Aura Eyes. I can't. I can't right now.
So once again, if you're one of the first 50 people, you will get the special, handmade, unique, proprietary, one-of-a-kind, my invention, the Aura Eyes training glasses. You'll get the terrarium pendant that is a piece of asheville with quartz crystal and living moss. You'll get detailed instructions on how to use all this. You'll get the color interpretation chart, and you will get the links to watch the video online of my Bermuda Triangle presentation, as well as our UFO experiment in the field later that night. All of this in one package right now. So,
hi, Dr. Nick. Wow, I couldn't believe all the stuff he's crammed into this. I can't even keep track, nor do I want any of it. I mean, maybe the classes, but he's really highballing this. I know we're not going to get the price, but wow. Oh, no. We didn't want to go that far. We wanted to hear you close this out, please. We can't take any more.
My invention, the Aura.
We
get the color interpretation chart, and you will get the links to watch the video online of my Bermuda Triangle presentation, as well as our UFO experiment in the field later that night. All of this in one package right now. So, good luck. Hopefully you will be one of the first 50 people to enjoy this. And I look forward to discussing our mutual aura experiences soon because, hey, you can run around there with meters, you can take pictures, but there's nothing like seeing the paranormal, seeing the aura of people and animals and plants with your own naked eyes. Thanks for watching.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo. That's me, Joshua P. Warren.
All right, and that is him. That is a little throwback video they pitched for Aura Eyes. I was almost a little afraid that I had watched that before. I definitely have not seen Aura Eyes before. One of his shittier inventions. At least like the wishing machine and some of the wands. Look, there's a little craftsmanship. That's the shittiest thing ever. That is just that came and went. He probably doesn't even own a pair himself anymore. He doesn't give two shits about that or the terrarium necklace. I'd
love to see the workshop. I mean, he's got to be coming up with stuff all the time. It's pretty impressive.
I don't know. I had another video. Pete, thank you for being on.
Thank you for having me.
We've survived the eclipse. I know you're probably you are in Eastern time, so you have already made it through the eclipse day. If you're on the East Coast, you guys have just made it out. It is 12:07 over there. I want to thank you so much for being on. I want to thank everyone in the chat. I want to say, hey, hi, unbelievers. Hey, how you doing, Pam Mouse? It's time for us to go. I really appreciate you being on. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going in for a while. Thanks so much, Pete. What do you want to plug, man?
I just invite everybody to check me out over on YouTube. Channel is called Dark Sayings. We delve into the fringe, everything from the esoteric to the extraterrestrial, the spiritual to the supernatural, and all that lies between. So swing on by, give it a sub, check out our live streams, and see you there. Thank you so much, Russ. Always a pleasure,
so much. Of course, man. This was a fun one. We got through the eclipse. I have no proof of life of Robert Drea. Who knows? But Pete's around. I'm around. We're going to make it through. We are definitely in the dark night of the soul, in the chapter of the universal van. We've learned a lot tonight. We learned we don't need aura glasses, but we do need eclipse glasses. And thanks so much. I don't know, bonus episodes at patreon.com, Unbelievers Podcast. We got new episodes coming soon. Thanks everyone for hanging out, and there will be more live streams. And wait, let me check. Please someone subscribe, because we were at 666 subscribers and we started. Hit the like button if you're still here, by the way. Hit the like button, and thanks everyone for being here. And we're gonna get out. I don't know what song I'm gonna even play. I've got something, but I'll leave it up to you, Pete. You want to hear Hot Dog Dick or some kind of other random rock song?
Let's do Hot Dog Dick.
All right. Thanks everyone for being there, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
You don't need to pick up a gun to fight for something. You need to pick up your mouth. You need to pick up your brain and read a book.
Read a book.
The year was 1979. I was young back then and had plenty of time. Was an engineer for the government. Top secret projects, I was loving it. Then one day they sent me to a faraway place to work at an underground military base. Didn't really know where I was gonna go, and then I wound up in Dulce, New Mexico. We were building the structure deep underground. When we cracked through a wall, heard a buzzing sound. On the other side, couldn't say what it is. We were swarmed by a horde of gray aliens. So I took my pistol, shot one in the face. Killed a few more than the Green Berets. Stepped in, but there were too many to take. Then I saw special forces get evaporated. It was looking grim, the gray aliens killed right around all 60 men. I wasn't one of them. Somehow I lived, even though they
opened me up like a fish.
So I couldn't run, but I couldn't linger. Couldn't fight, they blew off my fingers. I owe my life to the Green Beret that died that day so that I could escape. My name is Phil Schneider, I'm a survivor. The Dulce Wars, listen, I'm not a liar. I only speak truth, I am not wrong. And my dick is split in half like a hot dog. My name is Phil Schneider, I'm a survivor. The Dulce Wars, listen, I'm not a liar. I only speak truth, I am not wrong. And my dick is split in half like a hot dog. Some time passed and my contract ended. Couldn't get healthcare, the government pretended like nothing happened, but I knew I could tell the world how the laser. So I traveled around from town to town, tell the people of what I saw underground. And I made it clear as my message went further. If they say I commit suicide, it's actually murder. So I settled down in Wilsonville, Oregon, bound to a wheelchair, speaking importance of government cover-ups and extraterrestrials, UFO conferences and alien festivals. Till the day came to meet my creator. They found my body not till 5 days later. Rule suicide, except for the fact that you're saying I strangled myself with my own catheter. Something doesn't add up. Ex-wife identified the body of mine to confirm that I died. She was shocked to find my penis perfect and oblong when everyone knows it's split in half like a hot dog.
Something's wrong here.
Whose dick is that?
Whose dick is that?
Whose dick is that?
Something's wrong here.
My name is Phil Schneider, I'm a survivor. The Dulce Wars, listen, I'm not a liar. I only speak truth, I am not wrong. And my dick is split in half like a hot dog. My name is Phil Schneider, I'm a survivor. The Dulce Wars, listen, I'm not a liar. I only speak truth, I am not wrong. And my dick is split in half like a hot dog.
You need to pick up your mouth.